Tuborg from Denmark, Euro Lager, 5%. This is Tuborg Gold. This is their premium lager. Tuborg has several different kinds of beers. I've never had any of their other ones. This is the one that's always been in my liquor store. Tuborg's been a mainstay since I started getting into other beers. You know, I back in my teens when I got interested in trying stuff other than domestic shit. Okay, so I've always liked Tuborg, but I've never done a critical review of it. Okay, and I haven't had Tuborg in a while. It used to be one that I'd always have. I'd have Tuborg, I'd have the DAB, Daub, and for a while that was the extent of the foreign stuff I'd have, and Foster's and a couple others here and there, but that was all that my liquor store carried for a while. But once new and more exciting stuff showed up, I kind of abandoned Tuborg a bit. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I don't really care. I'm sure several people will try to correct me on YouTube here on my comments thing. Go right ahead. I'm still going to call it Tuborg, whether it's right or wrong. Okay. So yeah, this is from Copenhagen in Denmark. They make some okay beers sometimes. I'm not a big fan of lagers, but Tuborg was always one I've liked, so we'll give it a shot here. Again, 5% ABV. Actually, this is 5.5% ABV. Beer Advocate lied to me again. Oh well. I guess this is an imported version anyway, so yeah, so that might explain it. It seems I've seemed to notice that a lot of imported beers from Europe, the different alcohol content compared to the domestic versions. I don't know quite why that is. Maybe someone can fill me in. But until then, anyway, let's get on to this shit. Okay, that's a nice little head there going. Nice, clear, pretty beer. Looks like beer. Does that not look like a beer? You look at that and you go, that's a beer. That's a beer. Okay. Basically looks like any beer you'd get in a restaurant. If you, like most restaurants, they don't carry a big selection of beers. It's usually just lagers and pilsners, and if you ask for a beer, you'd get something like that, and you get it in a glass like this, most likely. Okay, so I'm gonna smell it now. Yeah, that smells like a lager. Has that sort of grassy kind of hop smell to it. Slightly floral, grassy. Nice. It's a nice smell. It's a pleasant smell. It's a lager smell. There's nothing wrong with it, nothing different from it. It's just what you expect from a lager smell, okay? It's, most people would say it smells like beer. Most people are familiar with drinking lagers and pilsners. The majority of the population drinks lagers and pilsners if they drink beer, okay? So if they'd smell this, they'd go, yeah, it smells like beer. Okay, it smells like beer. It smells like good beer. So we'll take a taste now. Okay, it's still as good as I remember. It has a very, has that sort of same, where the smell is kind of a grassy hop smell. It has that sort of same taste, but it's also, it has some real bready notes in it, and the finish is very dry. The taste doesn't last a long time. I'll say that about Tuborg. It kind of, it's not a beer that stays with the with your with your taste buds. It doesn't stay for a long time. It's, you sort of drink it, it's there, it's gone. You have to have another one. It's good. It's a decent, Tuborg is a decent lager, okay? It's, even though I have a nostalgic love for it because it was one of the first foreign beers that I had that I liked when I was a teenager, I'm not gonna sit here and overrate it. It's about I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's a good lager, okay? It's a good lager. It's not terribly exciting. It's not anything mind-blowing, but it's a good lager. It's a little bit better than most of the standard Euro lagers you end up finding, okay? Has no off-putting smells in the aroma. Has no off-putting taste. Has no off-putting finish. It's just overall a really good standard beer, so it gets a recommendation for me. Tuborg is, well, one of the best things about Tuborg, one of the things that has remained the best aspect of Tuborg, is it's a decent beer that is super cheap. It is so cheap for Tuborg. When I first bought Tuborg, when I was a teenager, it was $1. I'd say it was about $1.65 or something like that a can for this size, 500 milliliter can. That has not changed much. The way the prices have gone up and up here in Nova Scotia, Tuborg has remained a very cheap price. It's only about it was either $2.65 or $2.95, something like that. That is a good price for beer in Nova Scotia anyway, and I imagine it's way cheaper in the United States and in Copenhagen, Denmark, Europe, everywhere else. I imagine it's even cheaper, because Nova Scotia seems to have these unreal fucking prices for beer. I don't know what the hell is up with it, but yeah, it's an inexpensive, excellent beer. 3 out of 5 for Tuborg. You can't lose on Tuborg if you like lagers.